It's one topic that seemed to hit a nerve with a lot of people. In fact, a few people had some questions about it, and I believe that they were maybe looking at it in a different way. So I want you to decide. This statement right here: never let opinions control how God has called you to lead your ministry. Now, why did I put that? Because often we are riddled in ministry by other people's opinions, their expectations, what they feel like God has called them to do, and put it on you. Which, in fact, by doing that, I think that people have good intentions. I'd like to give them the benefit most of the time. But there are those times that are some, maybe more than others in your church, I don't know, that their opinion matters more than yours about how to run your ministry, how to lead worship, the songs that you choose, the graphics that you select, whatever it may be, the changes that you make in the church, what you propose in a board meeting or what you ask for in a budget. And people always come back and say, well, I believe God told me to, or statements like, well, I believe that God said you should do fill in the blank. So, here's the deal. If you're a ministry, you sign up for it. What I mean is this. I don't mean to say that to crush you. I just mean that when you sign up for ministry, you're coming into a territory of multiple people and all their opinions, what they would like for you to do, the things they like to see. And some of that's just common human nature. I don't think some of it is wrong as far as there's expectations where when you hire a staff person in church, the expectation is, hey, I hope they do a good job. There's nothing wrong with that. Or I hope that they make these progressions, or I hope that they excel in this area and maybe even bring the worship engagement up. There's nothing wrong with those statements. And there's nothing wrong with those expectations. I think what becomes critical and even damaging is when those expectations are held by a measurement or rule of standard to the worship leader or staff member. And when they don't measure up, when they don't meet those expectations, then their job is questioned, or they are personally questioned, or even asked to maybe do something different that is not expected by the leader. Stepping aside, stepping down, maybe you should rethink your calling, statements like that. And this is what troubles, I think, more worship leaders in ministry than anything that goes beyond, hey, why did you choose that song? You're going to have those questions too, and that could be good and bad. What I mean is that when people have a comment, you want to have some level of self-reflection in there so that you can understand what is the nugget of truth that they're trying to say. But like I said before, when they come at you with a beef and they're negative, 99% of the time it has nothing to do with you. So this is why you should never let opinions control how God has called you to lead. Weigh those opinions out, because maybe those opinions could be good. Maybe they could be asking you to go a little bit deeper into your thinking, and maybe they just want to understand why. But if there's a level of control in which they try to exert something over you or say that you're not good enough, and that's where it becomes problematic. And then I believe at that point, you have to weigh those opinions out also and not take them on personally, which again is another hard thing to do, is what we call receiving feedback. If it's good or bad, receiving feedback by just human nature alone is tough. But in the church, it's stickier. Why? Because we put our whole heart and spirit and soul into what we do, right? We want things to be the best. We want to excel. We want to do things excellent for God. That's all great. But when somebody comes at us with comments that just feel damaging, like you should rethink what God's called you to do, that's not for you, worship leader or team member, volunteer, even pastor. And especially when they put financial pressure on you to say that, well, we're not going to approve your budget or not give you a raise until you do X, Y, and Z. If that's the case, especially if they're threatening your job, that's when you need to look for another church. But I say this to encourage you to let the comments happen, but have good boundaries with those comments. It doesn't mean that you need to subscribe to what everybody says, but look for the truth in it. And also look for the false. And then whatever weighs out, you take that before the Lord and you pray and you move on. And if it's guidance that could help you, then take it. But if it's comments that destruct you, leave them alone. It's like Jesus said, you shake the dust off your feet and move to the next city. I don't mean move to the next church unless you have to, but I just mean move on to the next thing that God's called you to do. Anyway, hope that helps. Remember, it's not about being perfect, but allowing the Lord Jesus to lead you both in life and in worship. See you next time.